Dear colleagues, I'm really sorry not to be there with you today. Also, to honor the welcome invitation addressed to me by Xavier. I apologize, but an important meeting at the Ministry of Education has been scheduled just for 27th, and I did not want to miss. For the contemporary events, I could not even participate in a video conference, so I decided to record the presentation I had prepared, and I hope it's possible in this form to propose you. Also because for the occasion, as you can see, I cut my beard, my hair, so I hope you will forgive me. Okay, let's go to the presentation. African Dust over Apulia. I am Gianluigi De Gennaro and I work in University of Bari in cooperation with the Environmental Protection Agency of Apulia. In this presentation I will show you the calculated contribution of African dust to PM according to the European guideline, and I will tell you about innovative techniques that we are using for the identification of transboundary sources, as we shall see not only saran dust. Let's start from the contribution of the saran dust. As you can see from the satellite, the Apulia is particularly interested in transboundary transport phenomena of African dust, both for its location and for its meteorology, that, by the way, exposes it to other phenomena arising from transboundary fire or industrial emission. In this slide we can see the network of air quality monitoring of the Apulia region, managed by the Regional Environmental Protection Agency. As its particular extension, the network has two background stations, one at north and the other at south. The recognition of the events, first of all, is by the study of temporal trend of PM10 measured in these two stations, then by analyzing the trajectory of a split and then confirming the hypothesis with the aerosol map. Finally, the quantification is performed, as you well know, following European guideline. Okay, working in this way, in 2014 it was possible to recognize 43 significant events of saran dust in Ciufrida and Cerrate, that are the two background stations of the network, and to calculate net load for each event. Now I show you some significant events such as this of January 2014. The values are higher than 100 microgram per cubic meter, or this of May 2014, where the contribution is not so significant, but it would be enough to exceed the limit at 2 station. This is another important event that occurred in December 2014. This is a summary of the number of exceedances for each station in the network attributable to saran dust for each station. Okay, let's move on the second part of presentation, innovative techniques for the recognition of transboundary contribution to PM. First of all, not only saran dust. As I said previously, and as you can see from this combination of back trajectory and aerosol map, our area can be affected by other transboundary events, for fallout on our soil of industrial emission that come from the east and northeast of Europe. For this reason, it's important to have other elements to distinguish among several contributions. One of these is chemical composition. Another is to follow time-resolved trends of all properties, all features of various. For this we use since 2008 as well as an integrated system that simultaneously determine the mass of PM10 and PM2.5, determines through an optical particle counter the variation in concentration of particles with optical diameter between 0.3 and 10 microns with high temporal resolution, by measuring the natural radiation to get an idea of the turbulence of the atmosphere and the height of the boundary layer, and optionally the measurement of ultrafine particles and their distribution by an FMPS device. To give you an idea of what's going on, I show you this very eloquent case where we can find likely quite distinct the contribution of the different sources. In this graph you see the trend of PM10 and PM2.5 and the area in blue representing the counts of radon. When they are high counts of radon, one can say that there are conditions of atmospheric stability. When they are very low, means that the boundary layer is large and there is a good mixing of atmosphere. So in this month we have a first part where the air is mixed, then a period of stability, and then in the third part this period of considerable mixing. In this slide I reported in two graphs 5 classes of optical particle diameters, from the finer, this in red, to the more coarse, this in pink. We can see that in this period there is a significant increase in fine particles, in particular in this in red. And look at the chemical characterization. We realize that the sulfate in the fine particles is high in comparison with the other days. And looking at the aerosol map and back trajectory, we have air masses from the east and northeast of Europe. And so we have a very particular situation. There is a precise combination of conditions, that is, fine particles increase more than other fractions, high sulfate in PM2.5, atmosphere is not stable, eloquent map of back trajectory, and so we associated this contribution to transboundary anthropogenic transport. In the second period, all the particles increase, this and this. The atmosphere is stable and the levels of all pollutants increase. Under this condition, we associated a local contribution, the condition that is all particle increase, high level of all pollutants, atmosphere is stable. In the third period, increases only the class in yellow, this one. From the chemical characterization, we note that the calcium increases in the fine component. And also in this case, the results of map and the back trajectory are very eloquent. And this is just the case of saran dust, in which we have only a channel that increases, high calcium in PM 2.5, eloquent map and the back trajectory atmosphere is not stable. Here I reported a zoom of this optical diameter to compare it directly with natural radiation. We have to think that they are two independent instruments, and so it's very nice to see the complementarity of the phenomenon of intrusion with the atmospheric stability. The intrusion is modulated by the trend of mixing. This is to understand the importance of high temporal resolution. Just because it's important, and also to reduce the laboratory analytical load, we have added to the integrated system a continuous analyzer of ion. This device allows, thanks to a system of denuder, to produce early samples of gases and particulating, in which it's possible to measure sulfates, nitrates, nitrites, and other anions, and all soluble cation, that is calcium, ammonia, and so on, and not less important, their gaseous precursor. This allows to have even the ionic component resolved in time. Here I report another campaign with very high values of PM10, in which adding the trends of NOx and nitrates and sulfates, it's possible to distinguish these three periods of stability with the local contribution to PM. In fact, we have high level of natural radiation, high concentration of NOx nitrates by this boundary event, because also in this case we have a low level of natural radiation that is characterized by increased concentration of sulfate in PM 2.5 that we have classified as transboundary anthropic, as confirmed by aerosol map and back trajectories. Someone may say that this could be a local secondary sulfate. Unfortunately, until a few months ago, we never had significant concentration of SO2 to observe this phenomenon. But from these measurements, recent measurements in the industrial area of Taranto, where there are detectable concentration of SO2, we can highlight the condition of formation of local secondary sulfates, that is high level of SO2 and high level of sulfate. System integration with other online analyzer is not over for us. In fact, from next month we will go on with this XRF on field for meta-analysis, and I hope we'll show you its result as soon as possible. In conclusion, higher time resolution of these instruments provides a lot of important information about aerosol features, to understand their origins, to know better the phenomena of aerosol increase and its dynamic, and to sustain by a deterministic base the source apportionment results. Thank you for your attention, and I apologize again for my absence. I hope you can see this video. A warm greeting to all, and I hope we succeed in organize a good project together, and a forte abbraccio a Xavi. Ciao ciao.